What's up, classmates? I'm Robert Sawyer.
And I'm Mrs. Sawyer.
And together, we are the only black kids in the class. Married besties, laughing through life, loving through life, and judging just a bit. See how I added it in?
Yeah.
So we laugh and we love to laugh.
I love it.
See?
Sounds good.
Putting it together. But before we get into anything, let's have some homeroom. What's good with you?
I'm good.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm good.
What's good with you?
Productive day.
Productive day?
Yeah.
What you done did?
You know, I meal prepped, some laundry.
Okay.
Changed the sheets. You know, did a whole new bread spread stuff. You know, I like to do that. Like, it's like
New bread spread?
bedspread.
Bedspread. Hey.
You know, I like to change it up.
I wouldn't say you like to change it up. It doesn't change up often.
Yeah, it does. You just don't notice it like that.
I definitely notice.
You don't notice it like that.
I really do.
You don't notice it like that. I got rid of some sheets. I'm getting my my donation bags ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of things to donate.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. Got a lot of
Now that
things.
you're done with it, just give it to somebody else who could still use it.
Yes. And that, and I feel like, you know, getting some new things. That's kind of like balance.
Okay.
I tried a new gel. Oh, I don't really know if I liking it. But
Okay, curls.
Yeah. It's been a good day.
Dope.
You know, no like real strict schedule, but still very productive and, you know, just enjoying the day.
Love to hear it.
And how about you, my love?
I've had a super productive day. I woke up hella early, edited an Only Black Kids in the Class episode, so that's on the way. Went to the gym, lifted heavy weights, staying consistent.
Yeah, you have been consistent with that.
I'm stronger.
Yeah.
I played some pickleball.
Okay.
I beat everyone today.
Oh, that means that you didn't have enough challenging people.
Why couldn't it just be that I'm good?
No, you are getting good, but you like the challenge. You like to have people that can beat you.
Yeah,
So did you beat everybody that they could beat you, or you just beat everybody because the people that were on your level showed up?
You sound like that girl that just lost to Coco Gauff. She didn't beat me. I just made errors. You trying to Coco me?
No, I'm not trying to say that. You don't take that out of context. You come and talk to me, you're like, oh, I went there today, but everybody was trash. I was like, oh, okay. So was today everybody trash, or they're at your level and you beat them?
Let's do a role play. You tell me you beat everybody.
I beat everybody.
That's right. That's my baby. Oh man.
That's already
Give it to him, girl.
That's already there.
See how that goes?
Well, that would be a big deal because I don't play anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you come and tell me, yeah, I beat everybody. Everybody was trash. You come and tell me that often.
I didn't say anybody was trash.
You didn't today.
It was quite challenging.
Oh, okay.
It's quite challenging.
Congrats. Good.
But the reason it's so interesting that I won all the games, I usually lose all the games. I usually lose everything. I'm so terrible.
True. That's not
I am
true.
terrible at
That's
this.
not
I am
true.
terrible at this game.
It depends on what day you go with the different level of expertise.
I am usually terrible on the days that end in Y.
That's not true.
I am trash.
That's not true.
I am not good.
You must be trying to get your hustle game on so you can't take
Nope.
people. Because that's not true.
Nope.
That's not true at all.
Nope. When I play at my top of my game, I'm okay. I rarely do that.
Classmates, I don't know if he's trying to do some hustle thing, but he often comes
No.
in and is like, I beat them. They were trash.
No,
Yes.
they weren't trash today, and I still beat them.
You see how you specified?
Today they were not trash.
Okay, that's today.
Usually I'm the trash.
No.
Usually.
That's not true.
People love to play with me because you have fun when you play with me.
Yeah.
You don't win when you play with me, but you have fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I get invited to courts, because I'm fun.
But he's not trash. Don't believe that if you want to.
No pro is worried about me.
Well,
no average player is worried about me. If you've been playing for like 3 minutes, yeah, I'm probably not a threat.
Clearly.
I am not.
Just like people play basketball. They're like good players that play like street ball, but they're not going to the NBA. Yeah, we're not talking about pro level.
Like, bring it down. Just bring it down. So when I say I won, I beat everyone today. Today is significant because today was not trash. And, it's not just me. It's doubles. It's 2-on-2. It's not like I did everything myself. I had some good partners today.
Well, I'm glad you had a good play.
Which, let me tell you a pickleball story.
What's the story?
So,
you didn't get hit in the head again.
Where I play pickleball, I am typically the only black kid on the court.
Okay.
But every so often, there's this lady who plays also. She's really good. And we've played together a few times. Not often, though. Haven't seen her in months. Maybe like 4 or 5 months. Mm-hmm. But I saw her.
Okay.
We ended up playing together. We played a game. We won. We played another game. We did not win. Mm-hmm. And then, when we're going to sit down, this guy tells us, oh, but, do you guys ever separate and play? And I was like, wait. The second he said that, I was like, oh, I know where this is going.
I know where that's going.
And then he starts with, no, because, this other guy, he always plays with his wife, but sometimes they don't play together. And then the lady's just like, and I'm like, oh no, we're not together. We're just black. And that's funny. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not weird to think we did play 2 games back to back with each other. Uh-huh. It's not weird to think we might be together. It's not crazy. Uh-huh. Where it got crazy, because then he said, oh no, it's just that I always see you guys together. Again, he plays with her every week.
Yeah.
I have not seen either of them in months.
Yeah.
You do not always see us together, sir.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I can relate to that.
Crazy.
That happened. Something happened like that to me this week at work. And, you have like some people that just like slip and call you a different person's name. Oh, I met so-and-so, right? No, I met you, right? Yeah, you kind of like go through it. And it was just like this one day, there was like a lot of visitors, and I saw like maybe like 5 or 6 people that I don't see like day to day. They're not in my office, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you know all 5 or 6 of those are like, oh, hey, so-and-so, not my name. Right? And I was like, I don't know if I'm just like hyper aware or if I'm sensitive to it, but I'm like, no, the other one. That would be inappropriate if I say that, wouldn't it? It would be, right?
I often get told about my brother.
I just noticed it. Like it was like, and this happens all the time. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It happens all the time, but it was just like in this one day, it happened at least, and I'm saying at least 6 times, probably more, to where I'm like, okay.
But whose name are they calling you?
It wasn't just one person.
Are these people of a melanated?
Yes, they're all black. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
And it was like
they're not confusing you with. Okay.
It's not like one person that I may look like, or maybe just the other one person in the department. It was like 3 different other names. But they were all we all in common are black females. I just took note of that. But those are certain things where
what's interesting? It's not that many at your job.
There really aren't.
Just overabundance or
there really aren't. This is where I'm telling you, where I'm like, okay.
Did I tell you about another time? Yeah, it's doubles, and you just get assigned with whoever. So this lady I've never played with before walks up to me. We're about to play. Immediately, hey, you look like a basketball player. Again, I'm 6'4". I'd be short for the NBA, but most of these people in Miami, people are short as hell. So I'm like a giant for most people in Miami. That in and of itself, not crazy. What's crazy is that the white guy on the other side is taller than me. And she didn't say shit about him looking like a basketball player. She just said, hey, how are you? What's your name? Me? You didn't even ask my name. You look like a basketball.
Yeah.
It's like,
and you know what, babe?
He's taller.
The people I'm speaking about, I don't think like it wasn't even like a malicious intent. I really don't feel this way, right? Maybe one of them might have been, but the others, I think it's just like own like biases that people are not conscious of. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's just like routine, correlation, brain. Oh, black woman must be this.
Think of it like this.
Like that's how I don't think it was like taken like to be maliciously to do it.
Think of it like this. You'll get a leader of a black country, and we can't say that name. That name's too difficult, right?
Oh yes.
That's crazy, right?
Yes.
Any tennis player from like Eastern Europe,
oh,
no vowels. in the name.
No flaws.
Be like 80 letters long, no
flaws.
vowels,
No
a
flaws.
lot of Z's, a lot of
flaws.
X's. They say that shit, no problem.
No flaws.
No
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a little bit of the itch.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, so those are just like unconscious biases.
And
that
we all have them.
we do.
and we all have
do.
them.
So that's why, like, I don't like. I'm not walking around mad all day. And be like, you called this, la la. So, but those things go through my head. It's like, nah, the other one.
Yeah.
Like, that's in my head. But if I say that, I know that it's inappropriate.
Well, again, I don't work for any corporations. I love saying that. No, we're not together.
Yeah.
We're just black. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
We can coexist and not be related or romantically involved.
That in and of itself, I don't find offensive.
Yeah.
I don't find that example with thinking we're a couple. That's not crazy.
Right.
If we play together all the time, it's most men and women there. Remember, there's no professionals anywhere. Most of the men and women that play together all the time are together.
Right.
It's not crazy.
Right.
It's the double down.
Yes.
It's the double down. No, but you're always together.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that
literally
one. That one was a little extra. But
Yeah.
You thought that made me think about that because that's day in and day out, like every day, and I don't think people understand like that. Like sometimes that like builds up to certain things, so then there'll be an event and be like, you're just so sensitive.
But you know what? I remember one of my favorite journalists is Leonard Pitts. I have read Leonard Pitts my entire life. He's mostly retired now, but it's great to see him still talk sometimes. I've read Leonard Pitts. My dad got me reading Leonard Pitts, and he was syndicated in the Miami Herald. So I read him all the time. And I remember there's an article he had early 2000s, and he said, whereas black people see race in everything, white people see race in nothing. And that's kind of the juxtaposition. So there are times where you might be hypersensitive to something.
Right.
But then there's also, well, why are you so sensitive? And it's like, what's the juggle? I'll tell you one. I'll tell you know this one. this is great. When I was in undergrad, I worked at a veterinarian. So dogs, cats. I've scooped up a lot of dog poop. I was a professional dog bather and walker while I was in school. Best job I could ever had. The people treated me. I was just treated so well there.
Yeah.
Just a great job. Great job for me to have.
Yeah.
Hard work, but it was a great job. So I'll never forget. It was a friend of mine was working there and told me, "Oh, you should apply." And I had volunteered in high school or in middle school, one of those.
Yeah.
At a vet also. So it was a pretty easy fit.
Not too far fetched.
Yeah, I actually had experience.
Yeah.
Who knew? And so I go in, and the guy that interviewed me walks in, and I'm talking about the deepest Southern drawl you could ever imagine. I mean, Colonel Sanders meets Yosemite Sam meets not Yosemite Sam. You know who's the chicken? Foghorn. That kind of drawl.
Oh, okay.
He sounded just like that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm not getting this job. Right? Which is terrible.
That's
But
terrible.
It is.
That's terrible. I hear you though.
Stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
They are.
Typically, not always. I get the job, of course, and worked there for years. Years later, and again, treated wonderfully here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really helped me grow as a young man. It was a great environment for me. Mm-hmm. So one day, it's a Saturday, I came up from the back, and I was in the side office, right? And my boss walks in. They were both Southerners, but one of them just sounded just too damn Southern. One of them walks in. Hey, Robert, you want some watermelon? And it's like, this office is in an area of Miami that, how do you describe this area?
A little more affluent.
A little more affluence?
Yeah,
Okay. It's the kind of place where if you showed up in let's say it's 2005. If you showed up in the 2005 Lexus, they'd be like, oh no, are you not doing
things are
well?
doing bad. Yeah.
Oh wow, that kind of area, right? Yeah. When I heard that, my back was to him, and I was like, "Damn, like you
Really?
two,
No.
we've been cool for
Yeah.
damn."
It's coming out.
I should have known, right? I should have known.
Yeah.
I turn around and walk out to where he is. This whole office, all white people, right? I'm the only non-white person there. The whole office on this watermelon. Oh my God. Oh my God. The way everyone was murdering some watermelon was it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
but again, because I'm hypersensitive.
Correct.
To like
Correct.
watermelon, and y'all know what everyone says about watermelon.
Yeah.
Again, who don't like watermelon?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's some strange people I've met that don't like watermelon.
Individuals might not like watermelon, but I mean,
that's
as groups of people, what's the group of humans that dislike watermelon?
Watermelon's the bomb.
Everyone likes watermelon.
Yeah.
But, it's the hypersensitivity.
And watermelon goes great with fried chicken. So that's just real.
What group of people hates
That's
fried
just
chicken?
real. That's just real.
It's that sensitivity where you might be looking for a race because you're used to it. Mm-hmm. I see my YouTube comments all the friggin' time. Yo, we got this IG comment last week, and I just pinned it because it's like, how did this guy even find this page to be so?
Some people are just miserable. That's what I just chalk it up in life.
But you know what?
Some people
went back and forth.
Miserable.
Remember, I told you I used to have time. No, I don't really have time right now. I'm trying to do some things. Boy, I pinned it.
Classmates handle that.
Get them.
The classmates handle that. That's right.
Back
The
first thing.
classmates
No
handle
wonder they. What he said, honestly, I don't. He had a lot of shit, but he said, "No wonder they first comment. Who is they?"
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay.
Like, let me get my popcorn real quick. This is gonna be. He held his own. He kept going.
Yeah, but teach his own.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what I think of sometimes? The movie Independence Day. When the aliens come,
We're all one.
now we can get along.
Yeah. Same thing for war. But once the war is over, get in the back.
Yeah. Maybe we just need a good alien invasion. Yo, what if the aliens come down and like, yo, we love watermelon. Like, you guys are tripping. Yeah.
I think the aliens are just laughing at us and they're like,
I think the aliens have already come. They're
arguing about stupid shit. Like, oh my God, whether you're blue or you're red, whether you're black or you're white or you're this is nonsense. They're like, they'll finish up, they'll blow each other up. We're out.
Yeah.
Other things to go do. That's what I think the aliens are.
The aliens are like, it's giving so human. I don't want to. Earth is ghetto. Ugh. You guys go to Earth? I could never.
They work all day to have a shiny thing on wheels? What in the world?
They still walk on the ground.
Yes!
Like, I'm telling you. Aliens are probably like cool as fuck. They just be like, man, we got to come back in like 5,000 years. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for us.
They're not here.
We got some Ask the Black Kids.
Woohoo!
June 18th, 2025 episode. Hello, only black kids.
Hello.
If you knew that you will be successful, what would you do? Hi there. I have been listening to you guys for about 6 months now. I like listening on YouTube because you guys never fail to make me laugh. And if I'm not laughing, I'm usually enlightened by something new I have learned for OBK.
Okay.
I am writing because of what I heard on the June 18th episode, and it was along the lines of the quote in the beginning. I am a mother of two and a wife of a military husband. I have expressed interest in joining the military, and my husband and I have discussed this extensively, and he supports me 100%. Recently, I got an email that the position that I applied to is closed at the moment, and to either wait or pick a different option. I decided to pick a different option. Now, my first choice is something that I do not have any experience in, but I am willing to learn. But since I got the message, I have considered an alternative, and it is in an area that is my comfort zone, healthcare. I have experience and I am currently working in healthcare, so this option should not be too hard for me.
Okay.
I heard that quote and it encouraged me to go ahead and try because now I see it as a win-win either way. If I get either option, I will learn new skills that I can use outside of the military if I leave before retirement. And the pay would be great either way. I was a bit upset when I got the message, but now I am optimistic and I know it's going to take some patience, but I will get there. Awesome. Thank you. You can call me Queen.
All right, Queen.
Go ahead, Queen.
I love that. I really love that because, sometimes blessings are in disguise. You never really know. go out there and take that leap of faith and see where it brings you. I think that's awesome.
You remember the thing I said? If
What?
you knew you were going to succeed, what would you do if you knew you were going to succeed?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I was just feeling motivated that time I said it. I don't know. That's what I
You had a moment.
I often have those moments.
Yeah, me too.
I feel energized by life so often. I really enjoy connecting with people. The best part about what I do is I learn so much from people. I listen. I see what people go through, and I love being able to sometimes be a mirror, sometimes be like most of the time, I'm just telling you what you already know.
Yeah.
And you knew it, and you just wanted to pay me billions of dollars. Trying to just set it.
I like it. Speak it. Put it in energy.
That's called
ether.
level setting.
Yes.
So now they know billions.
I love it.
Okay. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Billions of dollars to prove to you what you already knew, and that's a real thing. Sometimes you just need that reminder. No, you really got this. Life can be hard. Struggles are real. You have struggles. We all have struggles. But a lot of times, when you find that zone of genius, you really got it. You just got to go get it.
Sometimes I agree with you. Sometimes there's zones of geniuses, but I think sometimes we just get in our way. Sometimes I'll just be going through something, or I'm trying to navigate through something and trying to get through it. And I'll talk to you and you make it so freaking simple. And then it's
Sounds like you owe me billions of
why
dollars.
didn't I just go from A to B? Why did I go to A, D, E, F back to B? But sometimes I think that's just the nature of life, right? And I think
that happens to everyone.
I think that's everyone. You just have to. That's why your circle is very important. Sometimes if outsiders are in my circle, because I'm very stubborn and kind of steadfast in what it is, because I'm going this path. If you're outside looking in, people who are in my tight circle, you think that we're just arguing all the time. But really, that gets me going. That motivates me, though, right?
Arguing?
It's not arguing. It's debating.
Discussion?
It's healthy debate of showing other perspectives, and it helps me get to where I want to see or incorporate that along the road. That's my process. Yeah. And I've learned that. And I learned also, though, that's not always received by those who are not in that place or have the capacity to engage in that kind of discussion.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a long time to realize that. But it's I will have some very healthy debate with people at my level or higher. But it gets to the reward is so great. And then those people who are there with me, they love it too. So it's not like I'm just a weirdo by myself. It's a bunch of weirdos.
You're a weirdo with people.
And I have a nucleus of weirdos, but that keeps me grounded a bit, right?
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't need just a yes man. That to me, you agree with me, that's great. But then I need you to agree with me, but then say, but if you put a little sauce here, it might make it better. I need that challenge constant thing. So that's how I operate. And I know everyone is not the same, but I think we just, you have to make sure you build your circle with those people. So
I have often wished I had someone that could Robert me. Because people tell you, oh man, you were so great. I wasn't that great. Guys, I'm cool. Again, I'm affable. But a lot of times I'm just, you knew. And the reason you think I'm great is because it resonates with you because you already knew.
Right. But you bring the perspective back. I think you do a really good job of that, though. I think that is, part of your superpower is that you know how to bring it back. You keep it simple.
I have a superpower?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Look at that. Everybody does. And I really feel for people who haven't discovered their superpowers. Or understand what they're good at, or maybe
who are afraid to step into their superpower.
Yes, or have not been able to have that voice, or have that power empowered to show that superpower. Right, I talk to so many people who are not they have great ideas, that come up with things, but they have that fear that it's not going to be received or not, that fear of failure, that they don't get to mature it. So, yeah, and I think sometimes, unfortunately...
Do you think that everyone has a zone of genius? Everyone has a thing like
Absolutely.
in this area, you can achieve the greatness but
Absolutely.
yeah. But what I see is so many people really go a different direction.
Yeah.
Like you would be the Michael Jordan of this.
Yeah.
But you said, no.
Yeah.
I wanna be great over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not really your shit.
Yeah.
Over here, you are chef's kiss.
Yeah.
You're like, no. I don't want to be chef's kiss over there. I want to be it here. It's like,
But I think those are other dependencies on that, right? I think that's like society telling you need to go over here and do this because it's going to make you more money, or it's going to give you the statue or of a title or something, right? Or I can't go do this because this is not as like higher received, or I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? Like I think there's those other dependents that don't allow people to do what they do best, and that's kind of like sad that's the way we've gone.
yeah.
Really.
Or not having someone to talk things out with.
Oh yeah.
I think
1,000%.
the best gift that my father gave me was allowing me to say all the stupid shit a young person would say, and like letting me form my own ideas and not trying to force me to see it his way, and just letting me talk. Especially when I got in undergrad and like taking all these sociology classes and philosophy classes, you know, I would come home and we would just talk. I would come home, we'd talk like 2-3 hours, like several times a week, and then go to a movie. So it's like, and just like, I'm telling you, in conjunction with the job I had, both those gentlemen were around the same age as my dad. So there's this period of time where I'm just talking to these 72-plus-year-old men who are like very knowledgeable, very skilled, made their mistakes, and they're like, I'll never forget. My one boss told me, "I'm not smart. I just have experience, and I've done this so many times. So yeah, it looks like I'm just ready to go. No, I've done this. He'd been doing that since he was a boy. Yeah. Now he's 72. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, and just having those, I think like your nucleus of weirdos. I think having that group where you can, I guess community might be the term, where you can talk things out. And I think I'm getting better at getting that. My buddy Kyle is someone that can Robert me. Kyle will push me to
he'll challenge
half the time. But you know what? It's just like I said, half the time I'm talking to Kyle, he's telling me things that I already knew. Yeah. Yeah. And then he's saying it and it's illuminated. And it's like, man, I wrote this down like 9 months ago. But I didn't have the insight that he brought to it at the right time. So and then he's helped me.
It's that different point of view. I'm telling you, it's just that other point of view to bring you in. Like sometimes it's completely left field, and sometimes it's just validation to make this even better. Yeah. I think that's all very wildly important.
We got another Ask the Black Kids.
Woohoo! What we got?
Should I cut off my friend for turning into an asshole after she started dating her fiancé?
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
You never know. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Sawyer.
Hello.
Hey, I recently started listening to your podcast, and it is one of my favorite parts of the week. Please keep being black and excellent. Anyway, on to the mess. That's why we're here.
I love it.
I have been friends with someone I will call Sasha for 10 years. It is important that I mention that Sasha is biracial and I am black. Sasha's father is from Europe and her mother is from a country in the northern part of Africa. Sasha spent most of her formative years with the European side of her family. You will see why this is important as you read on. Okay. Sasha and I met at a job. We are both into the same geeky things, so we became homies pretty quickly. Since I don't have a lot of family in the area and the family I do have is trash, she and her mother have become my found family. My children consider her an auntie, and they refer to her mother as grandma. She has always been a little quirky, and there were many times it seemed like she couldn't read the room. She would make comments that were off-putting and made people uncomfortable. I just figured she was anxious or something. It's fine because everyone is weird in their own way, myself included. Problems with Sasha began when she started dating a gentleman that I will call Jackson. My sister and I hooked up Sasha with Jackson almost 3 years ago. She was single and a virgin, so Jackson was her first real relationship. Okay. Both my sister and I were so excited that they hit it off and were enjoying each other's company. We had game nights, dinners, and even spent holidays together. And then things started to change. Sasha didn't want to hang out as often anymore, which made sense. She's got a boyfriend and finally has access to sex on a regular.
Okay, good for Sasha.
That wasn't my fist. She put the fist.
Okay. Okay.
The comments and statements she started making about 6 months into the relationship that made my spidey senses tingle. Jackson is a Caucasian gentleman, and a lot of her statements began to center on the fact that her life was better because Jackson was white. In the interest of keeping my letter short, I will just hit some bullet points. She moved Jackson into her mother's house with her, and then began judging me and some of our other friends when we couldn't afford to do things with her. You know, because we had mortgages, kids, and grown-up bills to take care of.
Wait, she moved him in her house.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
She once made a comment at a party when some guests and I were discussing redlining and racial inequality that she didn't have to worry about those things anymore because I have a white man with good credit.
What?
These are just the bullet points.
Okay.
She started planning a wedding before Jackson ever proposed to her. When she told me she wanted her wedding to be on a plantation converted into a wedding venue, I was appalled. I told her I would not attend an event at a place with such a horrible history. I specifically said I would not stand under a tree that one of my ancestors most likely hung from. As one of her bridesmaids, she called me bossy and said I was not a supportive friend.
Okay.
The final straw was when she said in front of my 7-year-old daughter and 14-year-old son, quote, I think biracial kids are cuter than all other children.
Oh, no.
Over the years, I have let a lot of things slide.
Nope.
But what I will not tolerate is colorism in front of my blackity black children.
Nope.
I go out of my way to uplift my children in a world that will often see them as less than. This really bothered me, and I knew I had to have a talk with her. I know myself well enough to know that I needed to be in a public space, mainly to avoid wearing an orange jumpsuit. I explained all the things that were bothering me and tried to be as cordial and upfront as possible. Her response was, I don't remember saying any of those things.
Okay.
Insert side eye here. A few weeks later, while we were talking via text to another friend, she made a comment about having to defend her character against us. Her way of implying that us holding her accountable was an attack. There are other events and situations that occurred, but this letter would be far too long. And to be honest, the only reason I have not dropped her like a toilet seat is because my daughter absolutely adores her. Again, we don't have a lot of family, and even though my kids have a lot of biological aunts and uncles, but they are not present in their lives. Sasha has been there for my son since he was 3 years old and was literally at the hospital 2 hours after my daughter was born. She will babysit, take them on trips, and does all the awesome things that an auntie should do. By cutting her off, I feel I would be hurting my kids. However, I also know that her colorism comments made in passing can have a severe impact on impressionable black children. So, would I be the asshole for cutting off my friend because she became insufferable after starting her relationship with the white man? That was a joke. Jackson is an absolutely awesome guy, extremely sweet, and treats her the way she deserves to be treated. Sincerely, I promise that I am not an AI story.
Oh, I love that. In a nutshell, no, you're not asking to cut that off. But she said that she had talked to her already, tried to tell her that, you know, these things, you know, the statements that she was making, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And she kind of said she don't remember saying all that or whatnot.
Dismissed it completely.
Yeah. I don't know. I might give it another try before I go cold turkey. And then if not, then your daughter just has to learn how people come in. You know, there's seasons. Sometimes people just have seasons, and she has to learn how to go on season with somebody else.
I think it's far more complex than that.
Yeah.
For example, lots of people will say, oh, I want to have little mixed babies. And then that's acceptable on TikTok. Again, TikTok is racist as fuck. But let's not forget, Sasha is biracial.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not weird to think I'm cuter than the rest of you.
Yeah, but you don't say shit like that to impressionable little kids. Like that to me, I don't care who you are. Like the mama bear's coming out. Like that's inappropriate. Say that shit to me if you want, but don't say that to my kids. Like that to me is, I have a problem with that.
If I were in a convention of Becky International, I would still say, boy, I love my black wife. I'm not. I get what you're saying. I wouldn't say it in front of children either. I don't want to give Sasha a pass for saying it in front of children. Because you're telling children, you'll never be. You'll never be as good as that. I get that.
I don't like that.
But I don't think Sasha's an asshole for, the reason why I think it's more complex is because we do not have a good dialogue at least in this country, probably in the rest of the world, regarding mixed race people. So in this country, the law was if you have one drop of black blood, you are black. Now we try to recognize people's cultures and backgrounds more. And that is good because, Obama is referred to as the first black president. But Obama is not the first black president.
Right.
He's the first mixed race president.
Correct.
But in this country, he grew up in a white family with his white mother, his white grandfather, his white grandmother. These are the people who loved him and raised him.
Yes.
Now, I'm not trying to take away from his blackness.
No.
But why do we have to take away from his whiteness?
Correct.
That's who he is.
But that's
what this country does.
Fundamentally America. Like that's exactly what it get back to.
That's what this country does.
Agreed. Because to me, the whole thing with this is Sasha has problems with her. Sasha is this mix, but she's highlighting the white portion because she got the white guy. To me, that's what I'm feeling. And then everything of this other part of her life is lesser than. So she has that part. Yeah, I'll keep you guys around because that's part of me. But this is the higher echelon of me.
Yeah.
That's the part where I think that's a Sasha inference of the poster discussion.
I agree with you. When I got into college was the first time I started hearing people say, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not black, I'm Haitian.
Oh my gosh.
And that took me a little bit to understand.
Woo!
But I would counter that with and for I'm gonna do what people do all the time. Fortunately, I am both African American and Jamaican, so I can talk my shit. It's also when I got in college where I was taught in a class that Jamaicans and African Americans hate each other. I was like,
well, there's some very difficult conversations there.
My existence suggests otherwise. They could tolerate each other for at least long enough to make a Robert. So I understand that because if you see the message that is put out about black,
yes,
specifically from this
it's a
country,
negative connotation.
Let me not even say specifically this country, from the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, I would
if
say
you
it's
see the
bigger than
message
here.
that is promoted, you wouldn't claim to be black.
Correct.
Being black is terrible.
Correct.
As promoted.
Correct.
By this country.
Yes. And it's promoted more because that's how you water down the numbers too. Because if you have them fighting, you don't have unity, and it's lesser. So it's to me, it's also subconsciously done on purpose to keep it divide. That's on purpose.
But then the colorism is often an internal community thing as well, because paper bag test.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We shit on the light-skinned men. We idolize the light-skinned women. He's acting light-skinned.
Yes.
He's way too Drakey. I mean, again, stereotypes, because Drake definitely plays with the stereotypes.
He does have his own there. Yeah.
If you want to know his issues, listen to Meet the Grams.
But yes, I agree with that. So what I'm saying, the classmate that's writing to
Texturism?
us, oh, for sure.
And I said
it goes on
America,
and
but this
on.
isn't just America.
No,
this
it's
is
not.
This is many. I mean, America really holds on to it,
Yeah.
but it's not just America. It's everywhere. Like
It's
Sasha
everywhere.
didn't grow up in America. I don't know that, but
Right.
her heritage is not American.
Right, but she's leaning into the part where she feels there is more reward. Right? And I think the struggle that the classmate has is she don't have a problem with this dude. She had no problem that Sasha wanted to be with a white dude. You know
She
what I
set
mean?
them up.
Right? What it is like, but just because you doesn't mean that you have to put me down in order for you to be happy.
Yeah.
And if you're supposed to be my friend, you're supposed to be my ride or die, like you've been around with me this long, you shouldn't have to do that in order for, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to get too brand new because you got somebody in your life now, and you finally getting some on a regular. Now you're gonna just toss me to the side. See, to me, that's already done. I talked to you. I'm done with that. But that's to me. It seems like she doesn't know what to do because she values Sasha in her life. So I would give it one more conversation.
She values Sasha in the lives of her children.
Correct. I give Sasha one more try.
It's just it's another thing that just this human, ultimately bullshit. Like, when you are mixed race, you will never, if you are mixed race black and white, you will never be black enough. You will never be white enough.
Never.
There's always, it's just, we make life so hard.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a human that likes this human. All right, let's get down.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, you're my human.
You're my human.
So I don't think you're an asshole, but I also don't think you should cut her off just yet.
That's up to you.
I think you could set the boundary of, look, friend, I understand you've learned the ways of having relations, but you're beginning to smell yourself. Act accordingly.
Yeah.
Watch your tone.
Yeah.
And let's move forward cordially.
Yeah.
I love the way you show up for my children. You don't remember anything I say, and me saying something to you is an attack. You're on that. You're shenanigans.
Yeah.
You're shenanigans at the moment.
You got one more chance. You got one more chance to get it together, because if not, then it's just,
Would you say that? You got one more chance. I'll tell you right now. If someone told me I had one more chance, hey, let's stop the chances right now.
That's fine then.
You never have to threaten me with a good time.
That's fine.
You never have to threaten me with a good time.
But I'm a different type. I don't know if I couldn't even gone on this long with those different scenarios, because that's, again, my brain can't keep processing the if, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Oh, this is like too much. Oh, I don't really like this, but I didn't tell you. I can't keep that in my head. I gotta get it out. So I don't. That will be fine. I mean, look, I've already talked to you about this once, and you kind of dismissed me, and I let this slide because of our history. But I'm telling you this: I cannot have this type of a model around for my children. I don't appreciate you doing X. And those are boundaries in continuing the relationship with me. If you do not want to adhere to that contract, then the contract's broken. And that's it. Okay. I wish you well. I wish you no ill intent. I want you to have a great life. But if you can't comply, bye-bye.
If you can't comply, bye-bye. Yeah. Bitches. All right.
Good luck. And thanks for writing in.
If you'd like us to respond to your story, your microaggression, your friend tripping, you want to know what you should do, email us at asktheblackkids@gmail.com. That's asktheblackkids@gmail.com. Undoubtedly, we will get in trouble.
Why?
We've not read any stories.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
You better get to your stories.
That's all right. You ready for a story?
Yep.
Okay. So I have a story here. It's a little bit of revenge, a little bit of...
We know your specialty, my dear. We know your specialties.
It's just a tad here. So this is from Am I the Asshole? So, honey, am I the asshole for sending pink envelopes?
What?
Yeah. Am I the asshole for sending pink envelopes?
Like you're writing a letter?
Pink envelopes.
You just used a pink envelope?
Yeah.
It's weird if someone sent me a letter these days. Which, guys, if you have the time and you know your friend's address, write them a letter. It's so heartfelt.
It is. It is. It goes longer.
I would not care about the color of an envelope.
All righty. Well, here we go. Am I the asshole for sending pink envelopes? I sell Pokemon cards on eBay as a side job. I have been doing it way before the rush on Pokemon cards was a big deal. When I mail out my cards, I send them in different colored envelopes. The colors are red, blue, pink, green, and yellow. They are randomly picked, and using different colors helps me remember who has what order. I have never gotten a complaint before and thought it was a good idea. So when your letter arrives, it's a fun experience instead of just getting a plain white envelope.
Yay.
I had an order for a card that was randomly put in a pink envelope and mailed off to the buyer. About a week or so later, I get a message on eBay from the buyer asking me not to send him pink envelopes because pink is for girls. And he doesn't want his neighbors to see him carry in a pink letter. About a week goes by and I add more items to my eBay, and this person bought more things from me, about 10 different cards. I don't remember him from all the other orders, so one of his packages gets sent in a pink envelope. I had a lot of orders that week, and a lot of people got pink envelopes along with different colors. I'm also sure another one of his orders was sent in a blue one.
Okay.
He messages me again, furious that I had sent him another pink envelope. He informed me that he would not buy from me again if the next envelope was pink.
Again, Don't threaten me with a good time.
His message also included, I don't want another pink letter only sending me colors associated with the American flag. So only red and blue.
That is not my business.
If it's on the gay flag, I don't want it.
Is pink on the gay flag?
Not to my knowledge. Weird, because the pride flag is
it
a
called
rainbow.
the gay flag?
The pride flag is a rainbow, but I digress. He said other things that he felt were associated with pink that he didn't want to be associated with, but I think we all get to the point. So about 2 weeks later, he orders about 20 cards, which is over the weight limit for eBay's standard card shipping. So I broke down his order into separate orders. Cards were brought in different orders of 5, so it's easy for me to do. I had a buy 3, get 2 free. I decided I didn't want this person to go without his pink envelopes any longer, so I sent him 5 separate pink letters for his cards. Now, where I think I was being the asshole was while talking to my girlfriend. She defended him, saying he could have been in the closet and you exposed him to his family.
What?
I tried to show her the messages where I don't think that to be the case, so she changed it to he doesn't want to be made fun of by his neighbors, and now he will.
But you're a grown-up playing Pokemon cards.
Now I feel bad that he did ask to not get them sent anymore, and I decided to be petty. So am I the asshole?
No. First off, bro, pink don't mean gay. That's just dumb. I rock pink. I rock the salmon. I rock it all. Come on. Cameron in the pink fur coat. Y'all know what it was. Vibes. Second off, you're buying Pokemon cards. You know how weird it is to be homophobic and buying Pokemon cards? Pokemon are like pretty all-inclusive in my mind. I don't know this new shit. I know like the first cartoon back when I was still high school. I fucks with what's my dog name? Damn, I just forgot my dog name.
I don't know anything.
What's my dog name?
I just know it's a red little black ball thing with eyes.
Psyduck. That's my dog. Psyduck just walk around. He's chilling. He's chilling, but
the little thing with the ears sticking out.
That's not.
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Yeah,
Stop.
it was
That's
like
not,
an orange, yellow.
Nope. Stop.
That's not the dog.
Nope.
Who was that? You used to have one.
Nope. That's you talking about Pikachu.
Oh.
I ain't never had no Pikachu.
Oh.
I'm a Psyduck.
What's the Psyduck then? I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
That's red ball?
I don't. You're making shit up. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
The point is, these little make-believe animals that fight each other, and you worried about someone looking at the color of your envelope?
Who looking at what you get out the mailbox? Anyway?
But then the girlfriend, he might have been in the closet. The fuck that got to do with Pokemon cards?
What that got to do with an envelope in the mailbox? I'm confused.
Hey, if a pink envelope outs you, you were doing a terrible job.
What are you doing? What? I don't even understand.
Enjoy
that.
your Pokemon, and bro, just stop being homophobic, dog. Just do something. Do better.
I don't. You know, people are. Like I said, sometimes I don't
better.
get all the stuff.
He said only send it if it's the American flag. If it's on the gay flag, don't send it. Yeah, all the colors on the American flag are on the gay flag. And again, who calls it the gay flag? I ain't never heard it called the gay flag before. Have you?
But babe, like to OP, the pink is not on there though, is it?
No.
So then you're just like, how you gonna tell me what to do? How I ship my stuff? Now you gotta tell me I only can do red, white, or blue?
Imagine me writing Amazon and say, don't send no more brown boxes.
I don't like that brown. That's the wrong color brown.
I'm gonna get a handwritten letter from Jeff Bezos. Yo, I deeply apologize for offending your sensibilities type shit. Like, I really apologize. We're gonna change all our boxes now just to shut the hell up.
He probably send you a box when you open it, it just disappears.
No, send him a box. You know what a glitter bomb is?
Yes.
You should glitter bomb him, and then on the inside, after he gets glitter bombed, it just says fabulous.
Oh yeah. Send it in a blue envelope, and then when he opens up, it's just pink glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the Pikachu card.
Yeah, you didn't go far enough. OP.
Oh, that would be something I would do. And there's an update.
Why? Why? What is it an update on?
There is an
This
update.
dude's really mad about pink. Oh, man.
Sorry this update took too long, but what better month than Pride Month to give it to you? To clarify some things, the cards were safe in the mail. They are in a card saver penny sleeve and taped to cardboard so they don't move.
Yeah, I was concerned.
The shipping is way cheaper that way by like $3 difference. It's the total card value is under $20. They can be shipped this way. This took its weirdest turns. I honestly didn't see it coming, so he finally got all of his pink envelopes in the mail and decided to complain to eBay about how I was being aggressive and forcing pink envelopes on him. The eBay team contacted me and wanted to either give him a refund or just return the item. I told them if he wants to return the latest items, I would be happy to take them back. So they informed this person that I was willing to accept the return.
But he wants his cards.
This man never returned the cards, but claimed he did and wanted a refund. Because there was no shipping information, nor did I ever receive a package, I did not have to return the money. He then messaged me about how I am not only ripping him off, but also
pushing the
shoving
pushing the agenda, right?
I quote,
right,
gay agenda down his throat.
I told you. I know the talking points.
On eBay, when you send a message to a seller, you can also attach pictures if needed for the return process or whatever it may be. He sent pictures of him burning the pink envelopes in his fire pit while sitting in a lawn chair with an American flag in his hand.
Hey, who do you think he voted for?
It was multiple pictures of how American he was.
Super American.
Now, I read every single reply to this post and will agree I was being petty. I cannot let this go without being petty right back. So I found every order that he placed and tallied it up to an exact amount. I would say approximately $30. I looked online for the LGBTQ plus charities and nonprofits near me and online to donate to. I donated his entire amount to one of them under his name. But I changed the name in the document to his first name and sent him a picture of the donation. I hid it within the message, letting him know I never received his return of these items with pictures of the pick list I printed out and donation slip being the last one I uploaded. I have not heard from him since and have blocked him from purchasing from me again. A lot of you asked about my girlfriend and why she took his side, and a lot of you said that was not very healthy. We had a big argument about how she is taking not only a stranger's side, but a homophobic one at that. Come to find out, she did not care about this person, but just wanted a justification reason to leave me for her coworker. So that was a twist I was not prepared for. I will not get too much into that, but she was looking for any reason she could beyond this to justify her actions.
Plot twist, her coworker's a woman.
How you going to bring in like the side story and not give us more to the side story?
The same way the girlfriend brought in the side piece.
That was a lot from the envelopes, huh? From Pokemon cards. That's some serious stuff. I don't know about these
Just
things.
enjoy your Pokemon cards,
This is a different type of world. I don't know about that part of the world. The world is so big.
About Pokemon cards?
I don't know anything about Pokemon cards, about mailing the cards, about all the different envelopes.
Fandom is a huge thing.
Yeah, apparently.
I am on the outskirts of fandom. Like, I know about some things, but I don't really know about things.
Yeah.
Like, I have a client that loves Magic the Gathering. You know what that is?
No.
Yeah. I know that it's called Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like seeing people have passion about things.
Yeah, me too. I don't knock it. I don't know what that is, but I hope they have fun.
I'm not an anime guy.
Me neither.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Now, I've watched lots of anime because the kids like anime. And I used to work with a lot of kids. So, like, I've watched Spirited Away. Do I enjoy Spirited Away? I don't think there's ever been an anime I enjoy. But I watch it.
Okay.
Hey, I watched every single Twilight movie.
Twilight. I think
The Vampires that Sparkle?
Oh, yes. I watched that with my sister.
You did?
I did. We went to the movie theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You love your sister.
I support people what they like.
Wow.
I mean, I try the thing out.
I watched all the movies.
Now, it was
All of them.
You know, we went to the movie theater to watch it, but, you know, I had to have commentary the whole time because if not, it would have been quite boring. So, yeah, it was a different type of
Punk-ass vampires. Oh, I'm sparkling. Yeah. No, when's vampires walk around in the day? Well, we live in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't understand. So, did vampires get along with the werewolves? Like, that's a part?
No.
Oh, I don't understand how that was the. I remember the little scrawny one everyone was going crazy about, and then you had like the werewolf, and I was like, oh well, that's really like dynamic of people and their taste. Because I don't know how anyone could be also into the scrawny one versus the, manly one.
Okay.
That's what I remember from Twilight. Wasn't there a big old discussion about that? I remember there was a big
Team
old
Edward and Team Jacob?
Yes, that's it. I don't remember which
told
one's
you
which.
I watched all them damn
I don't remember which one
movies.
was which, though.
I watched them all because when I started as a therapist,
Who was the werewolf?
that's all the kid. His name is Taylor.
No, but what was is that Edward or Jake?
He's Jacob.
Okay, yeah. If I had to pick a team, it might be that team.
Later on, they had a whole discussion on why it was inappropriate for Edward to be dating a teenage human because he's like, over 100 years old, and he was dating a child.
But his human body was young.
Yeah, that's just a stupid ass discussion.
Yeah, I mean,
Because they have no problem with her dating a dead guy. That's not the issue.
That's true.
The issue is how old is the dead guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's real true. But people can talk about anything though. But I'm open to it.
I had a friend.
I'm open to
Remember
it.
when that Superman movie came out like 2006? No one really liked it.
Oh boy.
I had a friend next day at work at the same vet. Yeah, it'd be entirely impossible that he could fly with Lois up in there. The atmosphere, she would freeze to death.
That's the dumbest shit.
And I
ever
remember
heard.
saying to him, so alien comes from a different planet, crash lands as a baby, and he can fly. You have no problem with that.
No problem.
That's
Nope, none at all.
obviously. But that he was flying with a woman who didn't freeze, that's where logic can no longer be suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick and choose when to like break those rules assignments there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that time. But you know what? I'm not mad at those things. They just
I like
that breaks
that
the
people
monotony-
have things to
monotony
be
of life.
passionate about.
Yeah.
I get worried when they become obsessed, but
Yeah.
passionate.
You don't be obsessed, but you can pick a side. This is a discussion. Why not? What else you gonna
Yeah.
talk about? I don't like bananas. I can talk about that forever.
Or like how we both only like to eat drums and hate flats.
No, don't say no shit like that.
Today,
Drums.
yeah.
See,
That's
I don't
what
want
I
you
said.
telling the classmates like lies. We're
You're a
always
big fan of
transparent.
drums.
I don't like drums. I like flats. I am team flats. What annoys me is that you like the drums, but you try to eat
Again.
my flats.
I am culinarily fluid.
No,
I am not only flats. I am not only drums.
I want the flats.
I likes what I likes and I eats what I likes. I
And
likes
then-
the drums. I likes the flats.
Then you like to eat up the flats, so it's only the
I eat them
drums
both.
left.
That's
So then
not-
you
that's
have
not true.
all that's left
That's not true.
for you.
That's not
Yes,
true.
that's what
Tell
you
the
do.
truth. Tell the truth.
That's the truth.
Tell the truth. That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
They come out here, it's like five flats and 20 drums.
That's never happened.
You're gonna go to the flat first.
That's not.
You
Not,
always
stop
grab
it.
the flat
That's not,
first.
That's not happening.
And he eats
I
the flats.
always make sure you get your flats and you can wash it down with a delicious story.
a
I
story.
have a story to read, please.
I can't get into the story. Don't.
I have a story to read.
We're gonna go to the emergency room after this because something must have happened to you.
Today I fucked up by leaving the baby monitor on during some much needed alone time. I, 32-year-old female, and my husband, 32-year-old male, have a 2.5-month-old daughter. Some context. Our daughter sleeps in a bassinet next to our bed, and I recently set up a video baby monitor pointed at said bassinet. My side of the bed is also very much in frame. My modest and religious in-laws are visiting for the week and absolutely obsessed with their granddaughter. She's a Velcro baby, wants to be held all the time. So the extra arms have been a lifesaver. We've been able to cook, clean, shower, and, exist like humans again. The fuck up. After proudly showing off the new baby monitor setup, we handed our daughter off to the grandparents for some snuggles and told them we were heading to bed early. Well, we hadn't had much alone time since becoming parents, so we decided to seize the rare opportunity and get down to business. Weeks of pent-up hormones, sleep deprivation, and a mutual I miss us energy collided in a deeply ungraceful but passionate reunion. Afterward, I glanced up at the camera and noticed the power light. The baby monitor was still on, still pointed directly at my side of the bed, still streaming to the receiver. I made my husband go investigate. He came wide-eyed. Apparently, the receiver was sitting near his parents, screen face up, video feed active, and sound on. No one said anything. I don't know if they saw or heard. All I know is that I'm not leaving this room tonight. Possibly not until they go back home in a few days. Every time I remember that could have been witnessed, I cringed.
They wouldn't know how to turn it off anyhow, probably.
Throw this shit out.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. All righty, so here we go. This is from Am I Overreacting? Boyfriend made reference during happy time. I, 37 female, was having sex with my 39 male fiance. I was on top doing my thing. He starts laughing. I was confused and I asked what was funny. He made a reference about me looking like the penguin.
Oh, fuck.
I'm heavier and was wearing a white tank top. I was still confused. He then pulls up a picture of the penguin from Batman.
Oh, no. Wait, which Batman, though?
With his disgusting face white shirt moving in an obvious way that resembled me.
Oh, I know which Batman now.
I'm not usually overly sensitive and can take a joke, but this made me angry. Very angry. I'm already really struggling with self-worth, especially in the bedroom. It led to an all-day issue. He apologized, but it meant nothing to me. Am I overreacting?
No.
I think not.
Have you ever seen, do you know the picture of the penguin?
No. Is that Danny DeVito?
Yes.
Okay, so that's already bad if there's Danny DeVito.
To be fair, and no disrespect to Mr. DeVito, legend. But if anyone compared you to looking like regular Danny DeVito, it's pretty fucked up. But Danny DeVito in the makeup for the penguin, that's fucked up. That's
First of all,
bad. That's bad.
You on top. And he thinking about penguin? Something must be wrong.
He likes pink envelopes, man.
What is going on here? Like, what? And then you have time to pull it up? Like what? I don't understand these people. I have to read some of these comments here.
Please do.
So first comment we have here. Firstly, you're not wrong to feel how you feel. He hurt your feelings, period. There are a lot of factors that could play into how you proceed from here. Is this the first time he has commented on your weight in a negative way? Is he a joker that often tries to be funny even at the wrong times? Is he concerned about your health or just being rude? The best thing to do is tell him exactly how he hurt you, which it sounds like you already did.
Honey.
And now, take it easy and observe him closely these next few days or weeks. Is he still making side comments, or is he being careful around you and telling you that he thinks you're beautiful, either by words or actions, since we all have our own love languages? If you watch someone long enough, they'll tell you exactly who they are. And spoiler alert, it doesn't take that long. Good luck, and no matter what, remember there's someone out there, might even be him, that wants them some you in a wholesome way.
And that's very healthy. Mm-hmm. That's fucking stupid.
I agree with you. I'm not doing all that.
In the midst of sex, he's thinking about the penguin and said you look like Danny DeVito. Is he concerned about your health? No, bitch.
Nah.
He's an asshole.
He's a fucking asshole.
That's it.
That's not deserving of any on top.
You don't got to ask all these questions.
Listen, she
is
wrote
he
back
just
too.
concerned about your well-being?
Listen to this. It gets worse. She responded, he generally doesn't make comments about my body, but mostly I think he's afraid to. But yes, he has in the past while having sex. So this is not the first time. So that's already, would you say shenan? Yeah, you know, shenan. Once he made reference of me looking like a dinosaur because my hand was kind of up. And another that he wanted to push in my stomach to make me laugh like the Pillsbury Doughboy. All while on top. His preference. And usually I can just laugh stuff off. But this was too much. I should mention he's not some super skinny dude himself and can out-eat me. I'm top heavy in the way that my breasts are really large. That was her response.
You know how like, oh man, this is bad. And then they give you more context.
Yes.
And it gets worse.
This got
worse.
worse.
That's what just happened.
That got worse. So this is not the first time he'd have done some shit like this.
Yeah.
And you continue to be on top. His preference.
So if we can translate that. She allowed him to shenan, and then he shenaniganed.
That's see, the comebacks that come through my head so quickly.
Isn't it always a fat motherfucker ready to call somebody fat?
Thank you.
Isn't it always that?
Thank you. Yo, lazy ass sitting down and you want me because you can't do nothing. See, I can't. Ooh.
You like a man that can handle a big girl.
Ooh.
You like a man that'll pick up that big girl, flip around 3-4 times. What? Yeah. Let me know when you get them, baby.
Oh my gosh, that one was a doozy, and I think there were like some other comments here, but I don't want to read more about that. That person needs some help there. But you know, people lack self-esteem, and what you gonna do?
But I think he also lacks self-esteem
For sure, because he know he could do that with that. He can't handle some other part. Somebody else man told him, really would tell him or something.
They would have called him a little bitch.
Yeah. A little lazy ass. You up here talking about that's your preference. What? Danny DeVito. I got you, Danny DeVito. You sure as hell ain't Batman.
Whoa.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for locking the bedroom door when my husband works? I work first shift and my husband works second shift. Because of that, I often spend nights alone. He gets home around 2 a.m. I lock the bedroom door when I am at home and he is working. I would hear noises and not be sure what it was, and I got tired of checking. It was usually my cats or an appliance, but I got tired of checking, so I locked the door. So if I hear a noise, I know it's the cats or an appliance, and if not, I have a locked barrier between me and whatever could it be. And when I go to sleep, I unlock the bedroom door so he can get in. Last night, he came hours early. He was cut from work because it was extra slow. I didn't hear him come in through the front door because I had the TV and air conditioner on. If I did hear him, I always go out and say hi and I unlock the door as I do. But I didn't hear him, so I couldn't. He tried to get in and found the door locked. It took me a few seconds to pause the TV and get my cat off me and get up to unlock the door. He started questioning me about why the door was locked and what I was hiding. I told him I wasn't hiding anything. I just lock it when I'm in here and he's working just in case. He doesn't believe me and thinks I was hiding something because it was locked and I wasn't there instantly to let him in. So am I the asshole for locking the bedroom door while my husband works? No. And he's probably cheating on you.
He's probably cheating on you. I lock the door all the time by myself.
Do you?
I do. I do.
When you're not here, I leave everything open.
No.
I leave the front door open. Just
no, you don't.
I mean wide open. Just come on in. Party time. When the cat's away, the Robert will play.
Yeah, no. Don't worry about that stuff.
That's weird to me.
That's super weird for me. I'd open the door.
That's
ain't no
really,
door that's locked I can't get into. If I really thought someone was in there, I would have opened the door.
Did he think someone was in there? What did he
what do you
think
they were doing? What you was doing in there? Like, what is it that you was even? What is the problem? I don't understand. What's the problem? What she was doing something in there? It was something she was doing that she didn't want you to see.
Or she was just asleep.
That's what she was doing. I got one for you. Another little revenge, since you let me do some revenge stuff here. This is from Petty Revenge. Owner fired my dad, then came asking for work. Denied.
You know, I was about to read that one too.
Back in 1997, my stepdad was the operations manager at a company that did telecommunications work. He hired me to work at the company for the summer, but I ended up enjoying the work and made a career out of it. About 4 months into my employment at the company, the owner and my stepdad had a disagreement over something very trivial, and the owner fired my dad. Since he's my stepdad, we have different last names, and I didn't feel like I would get caught up in the issue. I had my own issues with the company as well, mostly not being paid correctly and being denied benefits promised. Ended up working for another 18 months for the company before I left to work for a major telecommunications provider that we had done some work for. At the new company, I eventually took a position where I was responsible for hiring contractors, much like the company my dad and I worked for to do construction. One day, I got a call out of the blue from the owner of the contractor company. He wanted to see if he could get on my list of approved contractors and was hoping he could discuss it over lunch. Typically, a project of this type would be $75K to $200K for the project, and I would do 20 to 30 projects per year, so it could be a lucrative source of revenue for them. I agreed to a lunch date with the owner at a fancy restaurant I always wanted to try. His pitch consisted of telling me what his company was capable of, how he valued his employees, and took good care of them. He mentioned the list of other companies he's done work for and quality of work. I mentioned that I used to work for his company, and he clearly didn't remember my name. I also asked if he remembered the guy who hired me, and he said he did. When I mentioned he was my stepdad, the look of panic in his eyes set in. He clearly remembered my stepdad. I closed out the lunch meeting with a thank you for the food and an apology that my contractor list was full of more capable contractors, but would keep him in mind for if something were to change. Never heard from him again.
Dang.
I love it. I love it.
Is that petty revenge?
That's revenge. That's I remember.
Is that petty?
Well, no, to me that's just right.
Unless the guy was like perfect for the job and you wanted to hire him, but then you realized that would be petty.
Well, he said he had room. He could have had him on it because he's hiring a lot of jobs.
Coulda.
But he's like, nah. Yeah.
We've decided to go in a different direction.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. My list full. My list full.
This one comes from Ask Men. My girlfriend came home and overheard my therapy session and listened in. Now she is very angry. How do I proceed? My girlfriend came home to me on my therapy through telehealth. She heard me talking about her and chose to listen for about 30 minutes before I realized she was home. She stormed out and was extremely angry at me. I had been talking about our relationship and had, in heat of emotions, jumped to hurtful conclusions about how people around me feel about her, which is a worry I misconstrued in my speaking as dislike. I had also been talking about our relationship, some stresses, getting everything out, and just talking through it. She says she feels betrayed and like she was stabbed in the back over this. I feel awful, and I haven't been able to interpret my feelings on this appropriately either. And I have been responding with anger. How do I proceed?
Wow.
What do I do? Sorry for the small details. It's for privacy's sake. Couple of edits. I do want to add, other than what was been stated here, I did not say anything directly mean about her. I've only talked about issues we've had and how those around me might view her. She only heard me talking and not my therapist. She is upset I would share any information about our relationship or what she's been struggling with anyone, including my therapist. Edit 2. I thank you all for your support, and although I'm not replying to every comment, I am reading them and taking everything into account. I'm also at work and work EMS, so sorry if I don't get to your comment. In Edit 3. I thank you all for your replies. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to everyone. You've all been a big help, and I'm going to reflect on everything everyone else has said, for sure, when looking at this relationship. Thank you. Couple comments. You didn't do anything wrong. She was the one who violated your privacy by listening in on your session. As far as I'm concerned, it's not on you to do anything. She should be apologizing to you. Let's read some more comments. 100%. You didn't betray her at all. She betrayed your trust. It's therapy. You're supposed to be able to talk freely and privately.
Yeah.
She majorly violated your trust and is now manipulating you.
Yep.
Honestly, this is almost breakup worthy. Shocking. It's the internet. Everything's breakup worthy. Trust is a major part of a relationship, and I don't know if I could trust someone again if they snuck around and listened in on what they know is a private conversation. With my therapist, no less, and then for some reason got angry at me? OP should be the one who's pissed. Fuck apologizing to her or anything else. Tell her you want an apology and a plan for how to build the trust back, or you want the relationship to be over. OP responded to that one and said, she says she can't trust me anymore because of what I said, even after I explained everything to her.
Oh, then that's done. It's already done then. Now what we talking about? What we talking about? We ain't talking about nothing. Nah.
How do you think that should be handled?
It's done.
What do you think should be done? Should a partner listen in on someone's therapy session?
Absolutely not.
If you know that you're in a relationship with someone and they're in therapy and you think you don't come up,
Now what you in therapy for?
I mean,
you that insignificant in life?
They could be in therapy for other things.
No, but that means I mean, are you in therapy about their life? Are you not a part of their life? Like they're talking about whatever they're talking to the therapist.
She doesn't want it.
Are there things out like? Is there anything off the table in therapy? I would think everything would be on the table.
I don't know. People do lie in therapy.
For sure. I'm sure. People that's just people. But you can, is there something you're not supposed to discuss in therapy? Is there ground rules of things that you cannot discuss in therapy?
Not that I know of.
So what is the problem?
Pink envelopes. You couldn't talk to me about pink envelopes. You couldn't tell me, and he keeps sending me pink envelopes. I'd be like, man, this is a terrible use of my time. I could be playing pickleball right now. So I don't know. There's nothing you're not supposed to talk about.
So that's kind of ludicrous.
But the listening in, I've ever since 2020, I've been predominantly telehealth, and the times I've seen partners, they are so sensitive to not be involved, to not come in. I remember one time this guy just I'd never seen my client's boyfriend. I had never seen him. And he's there, but like he the way he jumps through because they lived in a very small place, and sometimes he had to get to the other side. And I mean, zoom, he was not trying to interrupt.
Right.
So it's
yeah, to me that's like I think I mean and it's different for different people, right? For relationships. I think even though you're in a relationship, you still need like your own individual space and time. Like I've mentioned that before. You understand my need to be by myself. But like it's therapy. You're not doing couples, right? So you should have like I don't understand that. That's just a little bit of that's too much involved in there.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Do you have time for another one?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep on my revenge track here. This one's, I believe it's pretty good. So this is from Pro Revenge. My ex-mother-in-law sent her church friends to harass my daughters, and I now exposed her family to her church community, and she's getting shamed and shunned at church.
No.
Yes. So my 46 female daughters, 17 and 15, have a strained relationship with my ex-husband's parents, 78 male and 80 female. My ex passed away in an accident last year, and we've had some major family drama since due to his cheating and him having 2 boys born after his affair partner orphaned. She also died. Part of the drama has been my ex-in-laws trying to get custody of my daughters and them also trying to live with us. First one, we're going to court over. Second one will never happen. Where we live, there's a weekend market with fresh produce, eggs, meats, and other products straight from farmers. This week was extra special since it was my youngest's birthday. Since her party is later in the month, I decided to give her a budget and set her loose on the market to get whatever she wanted, mostly chocolate and sweets. After an hour, I did start to get worried. And just before I called her, she called me. She was crying, saying some weird people have cornered her. I ran to her with my oldest daughter to find 6 older women berating my daughter for being unchristian, for refusing to spend time with her paternal grandparents, or for wanting to be a good big sister to her poor orphaned baby brothers.
Whoa.
My daughters are the ones that found out about my ex cheating and the babies, so they aren't fond of the kids. It's trauma, and they are working with a therapist. I got between the group and my daughter, telling my eldest to go pay for the stuff her sister had and to get to the car. Then I turned to the women, some who I knew from when we were ex-in-laws in church, and ripped them a new one. They told me I was worse for refusing to obey my ex-in-laws like a good Christian wife. Barf. Eventually, the screaming turned too loud and we were all asked to leave the market. I met with my girls in the car, the women following me like a group of vultures. I managed to get in the car and drive away. After my girls went to bed, I got online to look another member of the church up that I'm in good terms with. I told him about what happened, and after he apologized, he told me what was going on. My ex-mother-in-law posted this massive story in the church's Facebook group about how horrible my daughters and I are. How we are leaving them homeless and penniless. They inherited my ex-personal's bank account and his life insurance, and how my daughters don't even talk to them. She also accused us of being the reason she lost her grandsons. The boys are now living with distant relatives of my ex-husband. Basically, it was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie. And of course, they're getting all the love and support from the most extremist members of their church. This church and its members are a bit annoying, especially with LGBTQ plus topics. but they have a small saving grace. They are incredibly strict about cheating. It's a big no-no, be it from a husband or a wife equally. Now, how did she get around blaming me about children without exposing the cheating? She claimed the other woman was our surrogate since I was unable to have more children. Then said I didn't want the babies because they were boys.
What?
Which is absolutely disgusting to be accused of. Well, I decided it was time to clear up this mess, and since I was mid-divorce when my ex died, I had all the evidence needed. And since the divorce wasn't completed, I don't have any legal ramifications for releasing all the evidence. I was off the next day and went to a print shop to get copies of all the delightful pictures of my ex cheating.
Whoa.
His text conversations with his affair partner, the ones with his parents confessing to his cheating and getting support from them.
Damn.
My ex-in-laws harassing me about the divorce, and my coup de grace, all the emails and text messages of them bullying my daughters about their baby brothers. And one of them, they called my daughters bastards and
Wow.
telling them it was their fault their father died since they told me about the affair and I began the divorce.
How Christian.
This one was literally 2 days after my ex died.
Damn.
I paid extra for all of this to be printed in beautiful, high quality paper. Then when I got home, I sat down for hours to make delightfully personalized binders. They look like little prayer song packets. To the church to give to everyone to sing hymns. The first picture when opening the binders is my ex and his side woman making out in our living room. Their faces are easy to discern, and the girl looks nothing like me. Different skin tones and hair color. Underneath, I wrote ex-husband's name and affair girl's name, love story. I took them to church before service. There's a desk in the back with the songbooks for people that need forget their own, and they never checked them. The gossip mill was quick and harsh. The names my ex and his affair partner got called in the Facebook were so bad the pastor himself had to get involved just to keep things relatively PG-13. People were angry at my ex-in-laws for their abuse to my daughters, but what made me laugh was that I was still in the wrong for the divorce, but it is understandable that I failed on my duties after the shock, and I possibly will one day return to the light, unlike my cheating husband and his Jezebel. They used another word I can't use here, I imagine. I got 2 apology letters in the mail from my girls and an invitation to join the church for support. As for my ex-in-laws, they got shamed into leaving the church. My ex-mother-in-law made a post on her wall about how alienated she feels and how no one cares for the elderly anymore. How she wished her great son was still alive since he would have taken care of her and her husband. With what money, I don't know, since I was the breadwinner. Explanation on the will? My ex-husband had a will that named his parents as beneficiaries. As far as I was aware, he had told me he had named our daughters, not them. I never pushed for me to be the beneficiary, as my own will has my daughters as the beneficiaries, not him.
These some bad people.
This is terrible.
You know, when you're bullying children in the name of the Lord, does it ever hit you? Like, does it never cross your mind?
No.
Those are bad people.
I mean, all around. I mean, the initial churchgoers harassing the little girl, not taking care of her brothers.
Why is that okay?
How is that okay?
Jesus.
To where the mom got to run to the market. See, I tell you, just that's a different kind of stuff there.
That's some toxic shit.
The hypocrisy. Oh, you said the word.
What word?
You know
that is some toxic shit.
That is terrible. It is.
I'm not hinting at anything.
That is.
I'm not trying to draw something out.
That's toxic.
It is.
That's toxic.
Sheesh,
I mean, I guess that's revengeful because she went and printed the stuff and made little prayer books.
She had time. She had time. And she exercised that time.
She did. She did. They never fully got divorced. Oh my goodness. That was entertaining.
It was toxic.
That was toxic.
which means it's time for Toxic Confessions.
Let's go.
I married a good man, but I can't move on from my best friend who lied, sent me bed pics with other girls, blamed me for a fake breakup, and proposed to someone else right before I was about to confess my love.
What?
Hey, that's just the title.
Jeez.
26 female.
Gosh.
I'm a 26-year-old female, married 8 months ago. I just don't know how to move on from the person I had feelings for. The person was my best friend. I met him around 2014. We were just friends in the beginning, and later, I don't know how, but I started liking him, and so did he. He asked me on a date and said that if things went well, we could get married. I wasn't ready at that moment as I was dealing with exams, was stressed and unsure, especially because we had hardly met in person, maybe just twice or thrice in the span of 7 years, even though we lived in the same city. Still, not a single day passed without us texting each other about our day for hours. We never spoke on the phone. Our only mode of conversation was text. He was very special to me because he never flirted. It was always genuine conversation, laughter, and support. We never spoke about love in those 7 years. The day he asked me out, I said no, not because I didn't like him, but because I wasn't mentally ready. I wanted to confess to him in person that I did actually like him and wanted to date, but the moment I said no, I saw a different side of him. He started calling me Mrs. with my male friend's name to tease or taunt me. He judged me, saying I wasn't a good girl because I didn't sext him or send pictures, while his other female friends did, which he considered normal. He even sent me pictures of himself in bed with other girls.
Whoa.
He was filthy rich and started accusing me of being with him for his money. He had severe anger issues. We had many fights, but our bond never completely broke. At some point, I couldn't take his anger or accusations anymore. I was broken. I had trusted him so much and planned my future with him. Ironically, every time I had gathered the courage to confess my feelings, he would show a new side, some tantrums or outbursts. Yet he had a soft side too. He was kind and always there for me during my good and bad times, and maybe that's why I developed feelings for him. One day, I decided to finally go to his house and confess. I was just an hour away from doing it when I got a call from a junior. She said she loved him and that he had told her he liked her too. He had told her all the same things he had once told me. They were planning a future. She said he told her that we dated for 5 years and that I abruptly left him without a reason. He put the whole blame on me. Since she was serious about him, she reached out to ask if he was actually a nice person. References.
Yeah.
Smart. I was in complete shock and heartbroken. I had been just about to go meet him and confess. Instead, I stepped back and told myself maybe it wasn't meant for me. I eventually said yes to an arranged marriage.
Wow.
Now I'm married. My husband is a good man, but he doesn't talk much. Our conversations are minimal. Somewhere, deep inside, I miss the bonding conversations I had with my best friend. I just don't know how to move on or fully accept my reality.
Wow. That is toxic.
That's toxic as hell.
That's
First off, we're in the same city. I'm not going to meet you for 7 years. Might be the indication, you need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Second, you wanted to date him, but when he asked you on a date, you said no.
Yeah.
That's not weird.
I don't get that. Yeah.
Any advice on how she can move on and accept her situation?
No, she got what she got.
She got what she got.
She got what she got. Yeah.
I got into a car accident last year and received a huge settlement. I've been with Rondo for 8 months. Rondo told me that he left his wife for me. He says I was his official girlfriend. He brought me to his mother's house and introduced us. His mom knew my name because he talked about me. She told me to call her mom because y'all gonna get married. Meanwhile, I gave Rondo $15,000 to help him get a motorcycle for his birthday.
Okay.
I was dumbfounded when a friend sent me his wife's vacation photos. Rondo and his wife are grinning on a cruise boat with Rondo's mother. It wasn't the same woman I met. I went back to Rondo's mom's house to find anything with her name on it, and I found out it was an Airbnb. Rondo's mom was a local actress. I know Rondo loves me, but he's trapped with a wife he doesn't want. It meant a lot to me that he pretended to introduce me to his mom. I let him know that's not okay, but I'm willing to work it out. Rondo said he's confused about his marriage and needs more time. What does this mean? How long do I wait for him?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Just go on and wait. It's the love of your life.
You like misery, so go ahead and be miserable. Some people just want that. That's what they want.
I gave him $15,000 to buy a motorcycle.
That's dummy.
$15,000.
Yeah, that I can see Fred Sanford, you big dummy.
Elizabeth. I gave him $15,000.
Yeah, this idiot.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
he said I'm his official girlfriend.
Yeah, you believe that shit.
And you paid the $15,000 dowry.
Yep.
My husband, married 3 years, and we have a newborn, sends dick pics to his ex-girlfriends.
Oh, no.
Sometimes they respond with cash apps and more nudes. I caught him and asked him to stop, as it's a form of cheating. He eventually tells me that he has an OnlyFans account, and these women pay him for his pics.
Oh,
he was a garbage man when we met. He quit that good-paying job months ago and has since been producing erotic content. I can't support this, and I've asked him to stop. He told me he was born to do porn.
Okay.
And soon...
Okay.
It's the rhyming for me. He told me he was born to do corn, and soon he will perform it with other women.
Okay.
Advice? Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. That's done.
Yeah.
Let it go.
He left his good job as a garbage man.
I mean, he might be making more.
He might be.
Slanging that iron.
Well, I don't know about all that.
And in our final toxic confession. Reformed retired pimp here. I chose my bottom female to move in and take care of me after another female shot me. I'm recovering from surgery, and I'm on many medications that force me to sleep. I believe my bottom female is tricking and bringing new women in my house to put in the game behind my back. I am retired. She's assumed my role as pimp.
Oh.
I live in a gated community, and my neighbors have called police multiple times because of the foot traffic in my home. I want to put her out, but I need her to take care of me while I heal. How do I find a decent woman to take her place? I'm tired of attracting shameless, sneaky, promiscuous women who constantly try to put me back to work. Where the good women at?
Yeah.
Not on the track, sir.
And not looking for your ass.
No, they don't want you at all.
Not your shot up ass. And ain't nobody looking for you. Why would you? Why do you think you deserving of a good woman? Like the audacity. Sir, the audacity.
Pimps don't have 401k plans.
That's a bad
You should have known.
human.
You should have known what was going to happen.
She gonna use up all your retirement money too. Which is probably what they're doing.
Why do you think he has retirement money?
Well, he just said he's retired. I just say, well, he said he's a retired pimp.
Pimps,
You're right.
Again, pimps don't have 401ks.
You said he's a retired pimp.
Pimps don't have 401ks.
I'm trying to make him better.
Pimps don't have Roth IRAs.
Yeah.
He
might have a shoebox somewhere.
You think he's paying taxes?
You're right. You're right.
You think he's sending the government whole money?
That's the number one. That's the number one problem with all that is they don't pay no taxes.
That's the problem?
Number one problem.
Wait, that's the problem with pimping?
Number one problem.
Not the exploitation. That's cool. Not the vice. Not the sin. That's cool. It's the taxes?
Yeah.
How American of you. That's
that I was bringing it back home. See,
Thank you.
I told you were on thing. That I knew that's
Thank you.
That's what America would say.
Oh, Mrs. Sawyer.
Yes.
I want to invite all the classmates. Sometimes there's no theme. Sometimes we just reading them as they come.
Yes.
We always enjoy getting classmate letters, classmate emails. If you'd like us to respond to your dilemma, your scenario, please email us at asktheblackkids@gmail.com.
asktheblackkids@gmail.com.
And make sure you hit that follow button. You hit that subscribe button. I know what you're thinking. Why? It's going to pop up anyway. But it makes us feel happy when you do.
Yeah, it helps us out. It helps us make sure that people like you continue to see our content in that crazy algorithm. So
The crazy
algorithm.
Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Only Black Kids. If you discovered Only Black Kids because it just popped up on your page one day, that's weird because we're so small. Like, how does that happen? But it happened, and you're here now.
So subscribe.
And, go on and send it to, 5 million of your closest friends and family. Small number. Feasible.
I think that's feasible.
Take 3-4 days and just keep sharing it out to about 5 million people.
Yeah.
And let's get this Only Black Kids thing going.
And don't forget to leave the 5-star review.
That's it for us today.
That's it.
Take us out.
Bye-bye.